Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mitesh Tak and I'm going to share today about my experience like how I passed CKA and CKAD with a really good marks and how you can also prepare step by step and get certified with CKA and CKAD and actually master Kubernetes skills. So I'm going to give you step by step roadmap end to end detail what you should do, what you should not do, and I'm also going to share my complete journey for the certification. So let's get started. Let's go. So, talking about myself, my name is Mitesh. I'm currently working as a senior software engineer at Optum. Previously, I worked as a software engineer at Bentley Systems. I have roughly 2.5 years of experience and building scalable enterprise solutions. So, I'm going to share about my journey of passing the CKA and CKAD certification. So, let's get started. So, first, let's discuss about the Kubernetes, right? So you open ChatGPT, it's Kubernetes. You stream on Netflix, it's Kubernetes. You order on Amazon, it's Kubernetes. You scroll Instagrams, use Spotify, book an Uber, Kubernetes, Kubernetes, Kubernetes. And here is the part that you should wake up right now. Every single AI agent running and being deployed in 2026 are actually deployed on Kubernetes, be it ChatGPT, Cloud, Google AI agents and any other AI agents. Every AI agents use Kubernetes for scaling. And to be honest, if you see the recent trend, what people are talking in KubeCon 2026, most of the things are actually related to AI and LLMs, right? So Kubernetes is nowadays a mandatory skill to be and survive, or I would say thrive in this IT industry. So whether it's K-serve, VLLM, LLMV, inference, if we talk about inference, actually Kubernetes helps to scale AI agents so smoothly, it's beyond imaging, right? So let's not get into that much detail and let's see. The point is Kubernetes everywhere, every company racing to build microservices, every startup trying to scale from 10 users to 10 million users overnight. Kubernetes is there, right? So uh, let's talk more about that and discuss the big why Kubernetes, right? So and today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly why Kubernetes is the most important technology skill you can learn right now, and you must, and how I proved it to the world by passing not one, but not two, but all three CKA, CKAD, and CKS certifications. The hardest certifications of Kubernetes right now, probably, yeah. So the CKA is the Certified Kubernetes Administrator, and the CKAD is the Certified Kubernetes Application Developer. I'm going to share my full journey, my failures, my strategies, and exactly how you also can be prepared to pass the certifications. Right? So stay until the end and listen. Let's see what problems actually Kubernetes solve. So let me ask you something. Why do you think every big tech company like Google, Meta, Microsoft, Uber, Airbnb all bet everything on Kubernetes? Because here is the reality of modern software. Problem number one is scale. So when your app goes viral overnight, you need more servers instantly, automatically, without human waking up at 3 a.m. to click buttons. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does it better than Kubernetes when it comes to automatic scaling. With horizontal pod auto scaling, Kubernetes watches your traffic in real time. Too much load, it spin ups more pods, traffic drops, it scales them back down. Zero manual intervention, zero downtime. The next thing is microservices. Today, every serious company has broken their software into dozens, sometimes hundreds of small independent services. Your payment service, your authentication service, your notification service, your recommendation service engine. Each one need to be deployed, monitored, restarted, on failure, updated without downtime, and they're connected to each other safely. And how do you manage with that? Kubernetes. Now, again, the third big thing is AI agent. As I discussed earlier, in big 2026, companies are not just deploying one AI models anymore. They are deploying fleets of AI agents that just search, particularly one agent that can actually search on the web, another writes code, another talk to the customers, another analyzes the data, another triggers the workflow. Each agent need to compute, each agent needs memory, and each agent need to scale up when demand spikes and scale down at a very low cost. You know what orchestrates all of that? Kubernetes, obviously. If you are not learning Kubernetes right now, you are failing behind fast. So let's share how you can actually learn Kubernetes in a better way by mastering Kubernetes, by learning and preparing for Kubernetes certifications. So let's talk about my journey, right? So I was in my final year when I met one of my seniors. He actually got a job in an amazing company that was a startup based on Singapore, and they were offering around like 1100 to 1200 USD per month. And for me that was too much, so I asked him what kind of skills you actually learn to get that much of job, right? So he told me that he did CKAD certification and actually helped to land the job. Not, this is not the only case that if you have the certification but you know the skill, and Kubernetes is particularly really demanding skill. If I share personal my experience, currently I joined as a senior software engineer Optum, and I was asked a lot about Kubernetes, and my Kubernetes experience and certification really helped me to land the job, right? So so this is the reason that you should start learning Kubernetes right now, and the best way to learn is doing certifications. Okay, so next thing which I want to share, that I did all the three certificates: CKAD, CKA, and CKS. In this video I'm going to talk about CKA and CKAD certifications, right? How the journey and how to prepare for that. So let's talk about what are the CKA and CKAD certificates actually. So CKAD stands for Certified Kubernetes Application Developer. This one is for the developers like us. It tests your ability to define, build, and run applications in Kubernetes. You are dealing with pods, deployment, service, config maps, secrets, resource limits, health props, jobs, cron jobs. Along with that, you are also going to write your own CRDs, custom resource definitions, something like that. I don't remember the exactly, but something like that. So it is going to challenge your development skill. By doing this certificate you are going to be actually learn a lot about development using Kubernetes, right? So that is CKAD. Now talking about CKA, it comes more at the administration part, like how do you upgrade the cluster, how do you manage the cluster, and the most important thing, how you debug the cluster or troubleshoot the cluster. Whenever your app is down or you are getting some errors, it is really necessary to troubleshoot the resource and find the why is error and how you can avoid it. For that, certified Kubernetes administrator, you are going to learn all about these things like persistent volume, cluster upgrade, HCD backups, how you can keep HCD backups, network policies, node failing, everything you are going to learn for to pass this certification, right? So talking about this exam, you get 2 hours 15 to 20 tasks mostly, and you need 66% above to pass this certification. Each certification costs, I guess, around $450. Right now you can always check the price on the official website, and you can actually prepare for that. So start saving money and invest in yourself, start learning and pass the certifications, right? Okay, so best ways to learn the Kubernetes or any skills is certification. You also get validation from the giants like the Linux Foundation. Along with that, you will have a complete pipeline like preparation strategy. Then you are actually going to learn, you are going to practice, exercise, perhaps you will build your own project on Kubernetes to practice more, and you are going to revise everything and actually appear for exam. So this whole cycles actually prepares you really good way of passing these two certificates. Right now, let's not waste much time about talking Kubernetes and certifications. Let me share you my strategy, like how I was able to crack the CKA with around 80, I guess it was 90 plus marks, and for CKD it was around 80 plus marks. Like I guess 83 was for the CKD, and then for CK that was around 92% something. So all you need is 66%, but I was able to manage to pass the certification with that much high score using this preparation strategy that I am going to share you with. So number one is master your fundamental. Before touching any exam preparation course, I made sure I understood the code concept deeply. What is pod, what is node, what is control plane. Before starting everything, you must know that you are going to work a lot on Linux platform with YAML and with VM or Nano, whatever your prefer text editor is there. So for that you have to master these fundamentals. Starting with Linux commands, YAML and VI editor. There are a bunch of really good creators, really good videos on YouTube, all free, so you can refer them and first master these fundamentals. So once your fundamentals are clear, then you can move forward with actual learning of Kubernetes. Otherwise you will be confused and stuck. So first keep your fundamentals clear, start learning Linux commands. You don't have to go much deep in like Linux security or something, but at least know a really useful command like grep, or how you need to debug like netstate. And there are a bunch of other commands. You have to know each and every shortcuts for YAML, because in exam you will be mostly writing YAML files, resource files, right? So for that, you should be very proficient with YAML. And to be proficient with YAML, practice is the one of the really important way. Practice a lot, learn all the shortcuts on VI or Vim editor or whatever editor you like, and be best and fast with these editors and understanding and reading the YAMLs, because YAML is pretty easy, but you have to be very cool, because one space can create some new kind of error in your resource file. So you have to be careful, and you have to understand the indentation with the YAML file, and that is the really most important thing, and you have to master it by practicing. So that was the fundamental parts. Now, what resource I follow was, there is a company called Code Cloud, amazing. Mumshar Munambat is an amazing guy, amazing resource at the Code Cloud, and it really helped me to pass all the three certifications, right? So, starting with the Kubernetes beginners course, you can actually go and enroll into Kubernetes for absolute beginners course. So, in this course, you will be having videos along with exercises. So it is not like that you are only watching, but you are also practicing whatever you are learning. So that is a really important thing, and practice as much as you can. So let's say you understand about pod, how to create pod and how to update pod, then in the next module you will be having exercises, and there will be real questions, and you will be doing all the commands and practicing that in their labs. So that is a really good resource. All these courses in the Udemy, you can actually get all these courses too, but you won't have a dedicated exercise or lab environment in Udemy, but in Code Cloud you get that. So I would say go with Code Cloud, because it is not much expensive, as well as it is really good learning. If you are serious about certification, though, definitely go with Code Cloud, right? And if you don't have that much money, you can go with Udemy and practice yourself on your own Linux machine, or you can just spin a VM on AWS or Azure, whatever you like. So let's talk about the next step. So once you are done with the Kubernetes beginner certificates, you have to go for the course on the Code Cloud, that are dedicated course for CKA and CKAD. So there are dedicated course for both the certifications. The same, you are going to have amazing video resources. After that, you are going to be implementing and practicing the command in the exercises in the real life lab. So there are labs, and you will be practicing a lot on the labs, and trust me, that is the best practice you can get. So go with the Code Cloud first, master the fundamental, go with the beginners course, and then go with all two dedicated certification courses on Code Cloud. And you can also find the same course on Udemy, but without the hands-on lab experience. So that's also, if that is fine for you, go for that, right? Okay, so the next step after doing, let's say you followed all the steps, the next step that you have to do is masters, kubectls and documentation. So these both certification exams are open book, so you are going to lot search on the actual documentation page of the Kubernetes, and you have to be very fast of searching everything that you know. So for that, make kubectl as well as the documentation your best friend, right? Like running kubectl, run nginx, image, dry run client -o YAML into pod, generate YAML with dry run, edit it and apply it. If you are typing YAML from scratch in exam, trust me, you are not going to pass, and you are going to run out of time. So use kubectl to generate the basic YAML, and then modify it and practice it until it's your second nature. I also set up these allies for day one of my practice. So if you go to the links, you can actually get all the informations, all the commands that you must know, and there are some tweaks that you can set up an alias, and there are also auto completion features. So in exam it is already there, you don't have to do it, but the main thing is you have to master the kubectl, you have to be extremely fast, and you have to prepare such a way that if there is a topic, let's say persistent volumes, then you should know each and every pages of the documentation where you can find related to task, right? So you have to go through. There are I would say there are like slash tasks and slash concepts, and these two pages that helps a lot. Along with that, in CKAD they also ask Helm, so you have to also master Helm, and you can also access the link for the Helm documentation. So here is the link for the cheat sheet. Go through that. And master that. You should know where each and every command is in the documentation, so when in the exam you don't have to like search for things at that moment, but you know, like, okay, this command I can find from this link, this chat gpt sorry, this cheat sheet, and and this task I can found under the task, this I can found under the concept. So you have to go through the documentation and master the kubectl and Kubernetes documentation. Next is Docker and Podman. There are some of the tasks related to Docker or Podman. I guess it is Podman, but always go through the official pages of the CKAD and CKA, and where you can find the updated syllabus. So go through the syllabuses, updated one, the latest one, and see which container runtime they use, and prepare the commands for that container runtime. Okay, so let's move on. So the next section is exercises and practice. So there are lots of exercise which you will be doing in Kubernetes labs in the both certification course, whether that is CKAD course or CKA course. Along with there are a bunch of repos which has dedicated exercises for both the courses. So go through that, and in the end there are killer coda scenarios. So as you can see in the screenshot, there are dedicated scenarios for CKA certification as well as CKAD certifications. So go through that on the killer coda and go through each and every scenarios. Practice as much as you can. So once you are, because this is all about practice, the exam is not going to be MCQs, right? You are not given questions and options, but there will be an actual implementation. You have to run the command, you have to debug, you have to troubleshoot the cluster, you have to write an YAML, perhaps the big YAML files in the real exam scenario. So for that, practice as much as you can, utilize the documentation as much as you can, copy paste the YAML file from the documentation to the terminal, properly edit it and apply it. You should know how you can check that the resource which you are trying to create using YAML is actually created or not. So for that, practice as much as you can. Go through all the scenarios on the killer coda, go through all the exercises on the code cloud, go through all the exercises you found on GitHub. Then I guess you would be really good prepared for the certification. And the next and the most important thing, mock exams, right? So this exam is time based. You will only have 2 hours of time, and there will be around 15 to 20 questions, and not all questions are going to be easy. There are some questions that might take time, so you have to be time sufficient and extremely careful with that you do not make mistakes, and you have to go through the same problem again and again. So for that, I would suggest go through as much as mock tests as you can for both the courses which I mentioned in the code cloud. They have dedicated section for the mock exams, so you can actually go through. There are, I guess, 6 mock exams. I don't know if they have added more recently, but for each they have 6 mock exams. So you can just go through mock exam, give mock exam 2 to 3 times each, so that you are master and you know how the time environment works. You can be fast. How you can actually search the real time documentation, how you can utilize kubectl and everything. You have to be fast in the exam, right? So give as much as mock exams you can give. There are also mock exam on the Udemy. I personally haven't tried it, but you can explore it. If you are going through the Udemy course of the code clouds, then they also have the mock exam series on Udemy as well, if you are not buying the code cloud subscription. Okay, so the next and the final thing that I would want you to know is revision and killer.sh practice. So once you go through beginners course, you go through the course, you practice, you give the exercises, you give the mock exams, then revise, because we tend to forget everything. So while you are learning, do one thing. Let's say I'm learning about pods. In the exercises there was some question I was unable to solve, so I make notes of the question so that I can revise that further. Same goes for all the courses, all the exercises, all the mock exam scenarios. Let's say in the mock exam I encountered a question that I was not familiar with, I wasn't able to solve it, so I'm going to make notes of all the problems that I was unable to solve, and I'm going to revise it time to time. Let's say before the exam, and once you are giving the mock exam, revision is must. So do not forget that. Go through that and revise, right? So let me show you how I prepared the notes for CK and CKAD. So I created notes like that. Each topic I was unable to sort. Let's say I found a new command, let's say netstate hyphen pint, then it gives all these things, right? So you have to make your own notes, and whatever problems, whatever things that you were unable to solve it, you are going to make notes of that, and you are going to revise it time to time. So you can see how much notes I have written. All the problems that I was unable to solve, I go through all the notes end to end 2 to 3 times at least before appearing for exam, because $450 are much and you get only 2 tries. So if you cannot pass the exam in first go, you can always appear again. But if you cannot do the second time, then my friend, you lost 250 $450. So prepare more, revise more, and be the best and learn the things perfectly. So here is the CKD notes. Here you can see I wrote a lot, all the things which I was unable to solve, practiced that, revised at least 2 to 3 times each notes for before appearing each exam. So that was my notes, and revise, because revision and practice is the only way you are going to pass this exam, right? So the next thing I want to discuss is killer.sh exam. So before, once you buy the certification, you will get a free mock exam by killer.sh, and this mock exam is more difficult than the actual exam. So you are going to appear for this exam, you must do it, because it is the most important thing and the perhaps most important part of this preparation. So because the exam is more difficult than the actual exam, you will might get very low score, and you don't have to be disheartened by that, right? So try to target, first try to revise everything, practice more. You have done mock exams, you have go through all the resources, exercises, and revise 2 to 3 times. Then prepare and practice this killer.sh mock test as if that is your actual exam. So target 50% marks. So if you can get at least 50% marks in this killer.sh exam, then I guess you are good to go. You are good to go and give the exam. If you are scoring below 50%, then you have to give more mock exam, practice more, revise more, then again try to pass this killer.sh, because in the killer.sh there will be only one problem set and it will be repeating, and you can give at least 2 times this killer.sh exam. So let's say you gave the exam first time, you can't score the 50%, you prepared more, you prepared everything, you go through the killer.sh solutions, and then again appear for the exam, a mock exam more specifically. So try to score more than 50% marks in this exam, and once you can score more than 50%, you are good to go. So another I want to give shout out to, there are some YouTube channels which are amazing. One of them is Tech Tutorial with Piyush. It has amazing CK playlist, so go through that. For the revision I use that. Again, go through Cube Simplify, and obviously Misha Vanderberg. He is amazing, and all the Kubernetes related contents are amazing. So go through that, learn as much as you can, prepare mock exam perfectly, prepare more, do more exercises, practice more, I would say, and appear for exam. So let me share you my experience, how was my exam. So this exam is proctored, so you have to clean your room, and probably if there are posters or something, you have to hide it properly, and then only the proctor will say show your room, where is your phone. You have to show your hands that you are not wearing any cheats or something. So once the exam starts, then you have only 2 hours. You can request for a break, but it depends on you. If you want break, you can take it. Otherwise, you have only 2 hours, and there will be 15 to 20 questions depending on your luck, right? So all the questions are going to be a different marks based. Like some question are going to be high weightage, or some will be very easy, like 1% to 2% weightage, right? So I would say prepare each and every topic, see which a topic is asked more. You can always go through, ask people who have recently passed and what kind of questions are being asked. And trust me, if you prepare well, these two certificates are not as much as difficult as CKS, so you will pass it very easily. I guess so, if you prepare and practice what I suggested and what the preparation strategy I used. So on the exam day, it was very tired, and I was very nervous, but somehow I managed. Some of the question in the CKD was I was unfamiliar with that, so I marked them flag for later review. And there was a lot of questions on network policies, so prepare that well. There was a questions on CKA about troubleshooting, so you have to be very careful, and you must know actually where you can find the logs and what is the meaning of that logs and how you can resolve that error. So that is really really important. You have to be very fast and you have to practice more and more in the troubleshooting section of CKA. So so I was for CKA, I know that I completed the exam early, like 5 minutes before. But CKAD, I missed some questions because some of the questions were I was not familiar with, and I scored around 80% 80% plus. So and CKA I scored around 93 plus percent. So yeah, it was my experience. I practiced a lot, as I show you my notes and my preparation strategy. If you are genuinely interested in master these skills, go with certification, do not think. So what I suggest is, here is my message: if you are been thinking of learning Kubernetes, stop thinking and start doing. Register for CKAD and CKA exam, go through the fundamentals, practice on code cloud, more kubectl, make kubectl your best friend, use killer.sh and use doc like a map, that you know every details about that documentation, like which topic is belongs to where, and you can actually go through the docs during the exam. And if someone who once looked at YAML and thought like, what is this, like a kind of alien language, if I can pass all these certifications, you can too. So this is my message, this is my experience, and one thing I want to share with you is best of luck. If this video has helped you, give it a thumbs up. One more thing I want to share it with you, that is really important. So keep an eye on the Linux Foundation, because they announce time to time their discounts. So I got the 50% discount during the Black Friday sale. So in the October, November, December, there will be sales. So keep an eye on that. You can actually buy 50% of coupons, and you can give the both exam with the price of only one. So that is really really important, and you should know that. Save your money, wait for the coupons, prepare well, practice more and more, give more and more mock exams, go through the killer.sh solution, the best. It is the best. And one more thing is, revise everything whatever you have learned, practice more, try to build real life projects. Do not think it like a syllabus or just passing an exam. Make it fun in your own way, and I would guarantee that you will ace in these two certifications. So that's all. If this video has helped you, give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more people to find these comments, or I can reach to more people who are preparing for the exam, and I can share my strategy and preparation style with them. So drop a comment below. If you have any questions, tell me. I will be replying each and every comment. If you have any other question, you can always reach out my LinkedIn, which I have mentioned in the description. So yeah, that's all. I wish you best of luck, and go do it the certifications and master the Kubernetes skills. Thank you so much. Goodbye.